Hi. Where's your dad at?
I'm not sure. He only comes by every couple of weeks. He's been spending a lot of time up in the mountains with a girlfriend or...
When police showed up to check on 69-year-old Bill Mussick, his daughter Dayna seemed calm and friendly. But as soon as the officer stepped inside, he noticed a horrible, rotting smell coming from the basement.
I said, toilet overflowed. I did my best to take care of it. I'm here by myself, so...
Why does your house smell like a dead person?
It does?
It does.
I don't know. I just assumed the smells were the sewage.
I've been doing this I've been a homicide detective for years. I know what a dead body smells like.
Dayna told everyone her father was just away on vacation. But as her stories began to fall apart, detectives realized the truth was hitting right under their feet. In late December 2017, Robert Mussick called the Federal Heights Police. He was worried because he hadn't heard from his brother, 69-year-old Bill Mussick, in weeks, and he wasn't the only one concerned. Bill's son had also been trying to reach him, but his calls were going unanswered. When officers arrived at Bill's home, they were met by his daughter, Dayna Jennings. She had moved in just months earlier, and her explanation for her father's absence seemed simple. He was out of town.
Hi. Where's your dad at?
I'm not sure. He only comes by every couple of weeks. He's been spending a lot of time up in the mountains with a girlfriend or... Sure where that is. I just had broke my foot and everything, so I'm sorry. I'm kind of whippy on my pain meds right now.
Does he live here?
See him. He has all of his... Technically, he lives here.
How do I get a hold of him?
He lost his cell phone and I found it, but it's here, so it's not with him. I don't know other than that. My cousin called and said that my dad had told her where that property was in the mountains. He never told me where it was that he's been staying at, so she said she was going to try to narrow that down and see if he was up there.
You don't have an address or...
I don't even know the girl's last name. We're not as close as you'd think we were living together, but he just kind of comes by in between.
Well, why would your brother and his brother be worried about him?
Because he hasn't called them because his phone's been here. So they said that he normally texts and stuff like that, and I told them that this is the fourth time he's lost his phone. So I don't know. To me, it's not that big of a deal to not hear from him for a couple of weeks, but for them, I guess they talk to him more than I do. So, I don't even know if there's anything I can do to help the process since I don't know where that property is.
Do you mind if I come in and check and make sure he's not here?
It's a mess.
I don't care.
That's fine.
Dayna told the police her father was just away with a girlfriend and had forgotten his phone. It was a story meant to make the officers leave. But as soon as the officer stepped inside, he knew something was wrong. He didn't see it, he smelled it. A thick, rotting odor filled the air. Dayna quickly claimed it was just a broken toilet, but the police weren't convinced.
Does he have a room here?
Not really. No.
Okay.
He'll sleep on my massage table when he's here. Sorry, again, that it's a mess. Like I said, I haven't been able to even barely go up and downstairs.
Okay. No,
my room's up there.
Okay.
But he usually doesn't even spend the night. He just comes by and picks stuff up and takes off.
Do you mind if I go down and look?
You can. Sorry.
It's
like
okay.
I said, toilet overflowed. I did my best to take care of it. I'm here by myself. So.
It happens.
Dayna claimed her father didn't even have a bedroom in the house, saying he usually slept on a massage table when he stayed over. She repeatedly apologized for the mess, once again blaming her broken foot and a sewage backup for the state of the home. The officer headed down to the basement, but Bill Mussick was nowhere to be found. The house was empty, but it was far from normal. The officer couldn't stop thinking about one major detail. If Bill was really away on vacation, why was his car and his cell phone still at the house?
How does he usually get to where he's going?
He has cars, but he asked me to have my friend's mechanic come by and pick up 2 of them to work on. I've been here a lot because of my foot, but other than that, I'm not normally here a lot. I'm usually working. And doing stuff. So I don't have a ton of answers for all of these questions. And
So
since I've seen him, it's been like 2 weeks since I've seen him, so it's not that big of a
when was it?
time gap for me. But
The
I guess
last time you saw him?
2 weeks ago, it was like the 11th or 12th.
Did he get picked up or did he drive?
He got picked up. But my brother said he's not going to believe anything unless he hears my dad's voice. And I said I don't have any control over that. And my brother said he was going to keep calling the police until he heard my dad's voice. And I don't know.
Okay.
And I've been dealing with the poop water and my foot. So I've been a little distracted. But
Okay. All right. Well, I guess if he shows up, have him call.
do you have should I call somebody specific?
Have him call his brother
Okay.
and call the police department.
Yeah, the last pile of mail he picked up, I left him a note saying to call my brother, but I don't know if he did it or not because he still didn't have his phone. But
Okay.
I'll leave him a note too.
Thank
call
you.
his brother.
Dayna stuck to her story. She told the officer her father was picked up by someone 2 weeks ago and hadn't been seen since. She claimed she was too busy dealing with her broken foot and the sewage water to worry about where he was. The officer left the house and filed a missing person report, but the mystery was about to get much more terrifying. Bill's son went to the police with a chilling discovery. He showed them text messages his father sent right before he disappeared. In the texts, Bill said Dayna had given him a burger that made him sleep for 15 hours. His final warning was clear. He believed his own daughter was poisoning him. Even with this warning, it took a month for police to get a search warrant. When they finally returned, they took Dayna to the station for questioning, while a team of investigators began digging for the truth inside the house.
Gonna go upstairs. I mean, it could be decaying sewage, but whew, it's a lot stronger up here.
Yeah, so this was over more piled in clothing when I was in here.
As officers moved deeper into the house, the sewage excuse became harder to believe. The smell of decay was becoming overwhelming, especially near the piles of clothing Dayna had used to clutter the rooms. While police were uncovering the grim reality inside her home, Dayna Jennings was sitting miles away at the police station. To the detectives, her behavior was just as disturbing as the smell in the house. Despite being told her father might be in danger, she didn't seem worried, scared, or even surprised.
So basically the reason we're here is there's certain members of your family that are really upset that they haven't heard from your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Which has got my lieutenant on my butt about this.
Okay.
And so we're trying to figure out where Bill's at. And we've got some information, and obviously you have some information, and we need your help to kind of get to the bottom of this.
Okay.
So why don't you tell us what you know, and we'll tell you what we know, and we'll try to figure out where he's at and get to the bottom of this.
What I know about what? Like where my dad is?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with the last time you saw him.
For a little while, I'm trying to decide where in life to start the story, but he got really mad and quit his job a while back, and long line of workaholics, so he was home and miserable, and so he started taking on a bunch of projects to simulate work, and all those family members and friends became quite used to the free labor and him providing things. He got himself into a situation where he doesn't make any money except for what he has coming in, and wanted to pursue other projects, but family members and friends keep expecting things from him. I know my brother asks to borrow money monthly, and my dad's dependent on me to make the mortgage payment, and he just kind of got where he didn't know how to say no to anybody, and he started hanging out with a couple women that were a lot younger than him and enjoying himself again, and started taking care of himself a little bit better, and I know that he got a prescription for Viagra and a few other things like that that tell me he's having fun with some of his girlfriends. He didn't share that part with me, but one must assume. And so he started, let me shut that off. Or just turn her off. He started being gone for longer periods of time and just kind of leaving me notes saying, I'll be gone for a few weeks, not sure when I'll be back, and taking off. And I know both locations don't really get good cell phone service. And so I think he's been enjoying himself instead of feeling obligated to things. And he hasn't cared about the house as much. He's been telling me to just take care of stuff. And so I think he's out having fun. And I'm trying not to put a lot of pressure on him. He gets bitchy if I do.
The detective starts with a soft approach. He tells Dayna he is only there because her family is upset and his boss is pushing him for answers. Dayna doesn't just give a short answer. She begins a long, rambling story that paints her father in a very specific light. She claims 69-year-old Bill was a miserable workaholic who was tired of his family mooching off him for free labor and money. Then she offers a new alibi. She tells the detectives that Bill had started dating younger women and was likely away at a mountain property with no cell service. In Dayna's version of the story, Bill wasn't a victim. He was a man who had finally decided to go out and have some fun.
And I leave money out for the rent. He's asked for that to be in cash so he can go and take care of those things. And I think the house payment comes directly out of his bank account where his retirement checks go. So he wants me to then leave him cash for the equivalent of the house payment so he can have that money to spend for things. And I've seen evidence that he's been by the house, so I'm not worried because I go to bed and next day, the stuff outside's been moved and the projects have been changed and the money that I left's gone or whatever. So and that's kind of how it's been for the last year. I mean, it's getting more and more he's been more distant from things here. So, and it just kind of seems normal behavior to me. It doesn't seem terribly different. We did kind of have a conversation about me wanting more of the house and me paying more of the house payment so that he could, because he hasn't been home at all. So we talked about him just, staying at his friend's house more and me paying the whole rent mortgage, and that way I could have more space for my family.
Dayna's story was now focused on money and house payments. She claimed she would leave large amounts of cash out for her father to pick up, so he could spend it while he was away with his girlfriends. She told the detective she wasn't worried because she believed her father was visiting the house like a ghost while she was asleep. She claimed that she would wake up to find items in the yard moved, or the cash she had left out gone. To her, this was proof that Bill was alive and well. Finally, Dayna revealed a possible motive. She claimed they had discussed her taking over the entire house and paying the full mortgage herself, essentially moving her father out of his own home for good.
If you don't mind me asking, what'd you do? How'd you hurt your foot?
Slipped on some mud and smacked it against.
Ouch.
Yeah, I kind of went sideways, and that part of my foot has bothered me before, so the muscles were already weakened, so they didn't hold like they should when I was trying to regain my standing.
Oh, that's not cool. Did you have to have surgery or
No,
just the boot?
they were worried since where the location was, but I went and saw a foot specialist, and he said that he was going to put me in the boot for 4 weeks and 4 more weeks, or 6 weeks total, he said, but that he wanted to take an x-ray after the 4 weeks. So.
Well, hopefully you don't have to have surgery. So you said a couple of weeks ago you spoke to Dad?
Yeah, I think it's been 3
or 4 weeks ago.
If I go through all my text messages and my calendar and stuff, I can probably narrow that down a little bit more for you, but to see, oh yeah, I remember doing that day too, or something like that, but right now that's my guess.
Okay. Does your dad have a cell phone with him?
No.
No. Do you know where it's at?
It was at the house. I've been trying to keep it charged, so if he comes back, he can take it. But I don't remember right now. We've been moving everything around so much with the basement. Like, some of the stuff that's normally in the basement is upstairs in my room and stuff like that. So I'm not sure right off where that is. But I know I've charged it a few times for him, and he did text me from the cell phone at the house when he was there, asking where I left the rent money. And that was a few weeks ago too. But I don't know where it is right off. I've had a few people helping me, so stuff is but I don't remember seeing it recently.
Is that normal for him not to have his cell phone with him? I mean, we were all kind of attached to ours, you know.
He's been losing it more lately. And just telling me, like, I don't have it with me, so if you need me, you know, I'll be back tomorrow or whatever. And he hasn't seemed quite as attached to it as I just assumed it was, that he was enjoying the person he's been staying with. But to leave it this long is a little peculiar, but I don't know if he got another cell phone or what. So this one was my old cell phone and it's on my account, so I don't know if he got another one or what. But
While Dayna sat in the interrogation room talking about her broken foot and her father's lost cell phone, the search at her house was taking a dark turn. In the basement, investigators found a hidden room tucked behind a fake wall. On the floor, they noticed something out of place, a patch of freshly poured concrete. As police began to break through the cement, the sewage Dayna had complained about became overwhelming. Beneath the layers of concrete, they made a horrific discovery: the decomposing remains of a human body. Back at the station, the detective's phone buzzed. It was a text from the scene. They had found Bill. With the proof of a murder now in his hand, the detective's friendly act was over. It was time to stop asking questions and start demanding the truth.
my brother called me, but that was, you know, and he just was asking if I'd heard of him, and he said that my dad hadn't responded to a couple of texts and that he was worried, but it didn't seem like it was going to turn into this.
So when was the first time that you kind of realized that this was, you know, that everybody was kind of freaked out about Dad being missing?
Probably when my brother called me the second time, and I tried to explain to him that it wasn't that weird, but then the next day, the police showed up at the house and said that Bob called, so then I was very much aware of it.
We're trying to figure out where he's at, you know, and that's the end result that we're trying to find out here.
Okay.
So the more information you can give us, and the more you can help us out about, you know, his behavior and that the more insight you can give us into his life, the easier it's going to make our task to finding him.
Okay.
You know, we've done some checking,
Okay.
and we know he didn't go to Arizona.
Okay.
Okay. And we
How do
really,
you know that?
well, because we've talked to everyone, and he doesn't know anyone in Arizona. Okay. So we really need to know where he went, and we really think you know where he went.
All I know is Martha in Arizona and high school friend in California.
Okay. Well, we've talked to everybody, and he doesn't know anybody in California. His friend in California doesn't live there anymore.
And Martha, I mean,
We've
she's up
talked to Martha.
yeah.
Martha hasn't seen him since the 2nd of December.
Okay. That's right around when he came and got the rent. So he's only been, oh no, we're in January, sorry. I was like, it's only been 2 weeks since you saw him then. We're in January, okay.
Yeah. So-
Those are the only 3 places that he's really, when he's gone on these longer trips, that he's said to me, but I haven't interrogated him over each trip. I mean, he comes and goes a lot, but
And there's been some inconsistencies with your statements to some of the
There has?
family members. and some of his friends about his cell phone and that?
Well, he didn't really want them to know everything, so I didn't tell them the same stories because he kind of wanted them to leave him alone. So he told me if anyone asks, tell them I lost my cell phone. If, you know.
But why would everybody be saying that's not like Bill? I mean, his friends he works with tells me that's not like Bill. Bill's the type of guy that if you text him, he texts me back within a couple days, or if not a couple hours. We just, there's just a lot of,
I have been giving inconsistent comments to people that ask because it's none of their business, so I just kind of tell them something so that they'll, and I didn't think it'd turn into this. I thought it would just be, tell him I lost my phone, even though his phone's sitting right there on the table, I just thought I was kind of giving him his privacy by putting them off a little bit.
Well, you also gave inconsistent statements to my officers, too.
Did I?
Yeah.
I know I was pretty jerked up a few of the times they were there, but I don't remember exactly
Yeah,
what I may have
you told the officers that he didn't live there.
He doesn't live there anymore. He's comes by and gets his mail.
And then you said that
We had talked about him moving out
Right.
completely, so that's why I said no, not really. He doesn't live here. He gets his mail here. We had just talked about that the month before, around Thanksgiving. So
Okay.
he doesn't live there anymore. That's what I told them.
Dayna was quickly becoming trapped in her own web of lies. One by one, the detective dismantled her stories about Arizona, California, and her father's secret friends. Seeing no other way out, Dayna finally admitted that she had been lying. She claimed she gave inconsistent stories to family members just to protect her father's privacy. She even backtracked on whether her father lived in the house at all, trying to explain away why she told officers different things at the doorstep. At this point, the detectives had a theory. They wondered if Bill had died of natural causes and Dayna, terrified of being homeless, had hidden the body to keep the house. They didn't have the autopsy results yet, but they knew one thing for certain. There was a body under the concrete in her basement. It was time for one final aggressive push to make her confess.
You said he's telling you a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm getting confused because he has his phone or he doesn't have a phone. Does he have a phone or not?
I haven't seen it lately.
No. How does he tell you all this stuff? He's told you a bunch of stuff, you said.
That was before.
Okay, let me take you back to December 9th.
Okay.
You remember December 9th? It's significant because
exactly.
your ex-husband got married on that day.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah?
So December 9th is when
Was that a
you're-
Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got married and you broke your foot on the same day.
Wait.
At least that's what you told.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Not really.
You don't remember December 9th?
Vaguely, but I don't.
Okay. Tell me everything you did on December 9th from the time you woke up to the time you went to bed.
I don't know.
Take a guess. Or not take a guess. Tell me what
That
you
was the
remember.
Saturday Joel got married?
Yeah. Okay, you need some water? Your tongue's really dry.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've been dry
Are
lately.
you nervous?
I don't think nervous, but
Well, you
I
don't need to be
also,
nervous.
this is just weird, and
Right. Well, like I
everything
said-
I do or say is being examined, so it's a
well,
little.
you're right. I will tell you this. I'm examining everything you do
Yeah.
and say. Okay?
Mhm.
I'm not going to tell you I'm not.
And I'm warm, so.
Okay. You take every...
Was I going to tell you something about me?
Bet you're hot.
The pressure was starting to show. Dayna was becoming confused, unable to keep her story straight about her father's cell phone. The detective noticed a classic physical sign of high stress. Dayna's mouth was so dry she could barely speak. He pointed it out, letting her know he was analyzing every single thing she did. But while Dayna struggled to stay calm, the financial investigation was moving faster than she realized. Police had been scrubbing through Bill Mussak's bank records. They discovered that even though Bill was missing, his money was still very much active. Someone had been cashing his personal checks and draining his accounts. When the detective looked at the signatures on those checks, they didn't look like Bill's handwriting. They looked like a forgery. The detective was no longer just looking for a missing person. He was now looking at a thief who was likely a killer.
And I'm kind of worried now. You know why?
Why?
Because that signature on that check doesn't match his signature. We've already checked that.
Okay.
So now someone's coming and leaving that Bill didn't write that check. If what you're saying is true, well, I know he didn't write that check. I don't, whether it's on the kitchen table or not, he didn't write that check.
Okay.
And so now someone's coming in your house. Do you leave the house open?
No.
Someone's got to have a key.
Changed the locks recently. So.
You changed the lock, so how does Bill get in?
He has a key.
Okay, so he's the only one that has a key?
And my kid. And
Okay, well, your kid's not going to write a check. So now Bill's didn't write that check because we already checked the handwriting.
I wrote the money card in. He just left a signed check.
I'm talking about the signature, not the money part. Tell me, did you sign that check yourself?
Not that one. I've signed other checks because he's told me to.
Not the $500 check?
No.
Are you sure about that?
I remember there being a check on the table with the
Because I can
signature.
take the ink from the
Yeah.
type of what you wrote and match it to the ink of the
Yeah,
signature.
I mean, it was on the kitchen table, and
Okay, Dayna, are you listening to me?
yeah.
I can take the ink from the
Yeah.
top and the ink from the signature, and if they match, you just told me that
But there
you're the
was-
one who wrote the check.
There's pens.
Okay, there's
And
pens.
he puts a pen in his checkbook between the checks, and I probably just grabbed that same pen.
And he wrote you a check for $500.
I wrote in the $500.
You wrote the $500.
Yeah, to get some stuff for the basement.
So let's talk about the basement. What's up with the basement? What's wrong with the basement?
The
And I want the short story, okay?
The toilet overflowed. I didn't know that the toilet backs up down there, and since he was gone, I was a week before I noticed it. So there was a significant amount of sewage water down there.
So you did the job cleaning up, because when I went in the house, I didn't smell any sewage.
Yeah, I've been removing the carpet and trying to get rid of the magazines that have. There's still carpet down there with sewage on it, and I called
I didn't
plumber
smell
out.
sewage at all.
I called a plumber out, so he got it unclogged, and I steam cleaned the carpet that had it, but I've been trying to get it pulled out, because from what I've read, the grossness lives in the padding and stuff, but it's been slow for me.
The detective was closing in. He told Dayna that forensic experts had already checked the handwriting on a $500 check, and the signature didn't match Bill's. He even threatened to use forensic ink analysis to prove that the person who wrote the check was the same person sitting right in front of him. Cornered, Dayna admitted she wrote the money amount, but she still insisted she didn't forge the signature. Sensing her panic, the detective pivoted the conversation to the most dangerous place in the house, the basement. Dayna once again used the sewage story to explain the smell, but the detective knew a secret Dayna didn't. He knew about the body under the concrete. He kept that information hidden, waiting to see if Dayna would confess before she realized the police had already found the truth.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Why does your house smell like a dead person?
It does?
It does.
I don't know. I just assumed the smells were the sewage.
I've been doing this I've been a homicide detective for years. I know what a dead body smells like.
I don't. I have no idea.
Oh, well, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Can you take my word for it?
Yeah.
Okay. Your house smells like there's a dead person.
I haven't seen any
Okay.
evidence
Well,
of
would
a
you
dead.
know?
No, I
Would you know
haven't
if
seen
there
any
was one?
evidence of. I've been through the whole basement and the whole upstairs and stuff, and I haven't.
So, I've seen more people under more stress in this town than 30 years in Albuquerque. It's just people are under stress trying to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
So, you understand that if someone dies in a house and they're died of natural causes and no one tells anybody about it and they actually try to conceal it, that's not that big of a deal. Because once you tell someone about a body, the person that's alive on one day and dead on the next, once you tell the government that, hey, they've deceased, all that funding stops.
What funding?
Like Social Security and money that they get, if they have
Okay.
Social Security coming in or whatever. If those type of entities know that people's alive, the money keeps flowing in, right? And I've had experience with people who didn't commit a crime regarding the death of a person, but they tried to cover it up because they couldn't afford that person to be dead. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You tracking me? Okay. So, and then it unravels because these people are criminals. And you're not a criminal. These people aren't criminals, and it's hard for them to live with this and to try to keep this charade up. And then it comes crashing down, and it's a bigger deal than it had to be, okay? So, if that's what happened here, let us know, and we can understand that. I want to ask you, is Bill dead in that house and you covered it
Not that I'm
up?
aware of.
Not that you're aware of, but Dayna, if he's, what do you mean you're not that you're aware of? Did he crawl underneath the house somewhere?
I have no knowledge of him dying in that house.
Well, something died in that house because I can smell it. And I should also tell you this. We found where your dumpsters went.
Yeah.
And when we leave your house, we're going right to the dump.
Okay.
And if we find him there, he's either at your house or the dump. I don't think Bill's alive. I don't think. He's either at your house or the dump. Okay? I would be shocked if that wasn't the case.
The dump is all the stuff from the back porch and that stuff. And some furniture that got destroyed with the flooding.
You think Sarah, he dies, you got a dead body.
I'm not going to put him in a dumpster. I just watch too many crime shows. I would think that would get figured out.
Okay.
To lower her guard, the detective offered her an out. He suggested that perhaps Bill had died of natural causes, and Dayna, desperate for his social security checks, had simply hidden the body to keep the money flowing. It was a classic interrogation tactic called minimization. By making the crime of hiding a body sound like a financial mistake, he hoped Dayna would finally admit the truth. But Dayna stayed firm. When the detective suggested Bill's body was either in the house or a dumpster, Dayna gave a chillingly specific response. "I'm not going to put him in a dumpster. I just watched too many crime shows." It was a strange detail for an innocent daughter to mention. As the clock ticked, the detective realized that Dayna wasn't just hiding a death, she was playing a game, and it was a game she was about to lose.
It's not going to look good for you.
Yeah.
Right. And I can tell you right now, you are not a criminal. You know why I can tell?
Why?
You're a horrible liar. All right?
Okay.
So, I know that you haven't been totally truthful with Detective Payne here because I know by body language and by statement analysis that you don't want to give us the entire truth. And I'm trying to tell you that you probably need to trust me because I know more about this than you do. I know more about the process than you. We both do.
Okay.
So you need to trust us when we tell you if we find the body of Bill later, which we will, and you stick to the story that you got right now. Well, I kind of lied of other people. He had his phone. He doesn't have his phone. I don't really remember.
I don't remember.
Hold on, let me finish. You gotta,
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Open up your ears,
I'm
okay?
sorry.
So I don't have this. I got this and all that. Then we go to the district attorney's office where I talked to him. I'm like, well, Dayna said she wasn't aware if Bill was in the house dead. Well, geez, he's been gone for, it says December 8th or 9th. You would know if Bill was in that house. It's telling to me that you said, I'm not aware if he's in the house. Because that's an equivocal statement, usually made by people trying to conceal something. And that's science right there. Okay? So what are you trying to conceal, Dayna?
I'm not trying to conceal anything.
sounds
I
like
just
it.
feel like I can get trapped in if I say he's not and you say he is and
Say what? I didn't say he was there.
I know.
I'm
I'm
telling you
I've been
that
psychologically fucked with my whole life, so
I'm not trying to
between my religion and my dad and everything else, so I've learned not to get myself trapped in something.
Watch how this works, okay? Berg, take the pain. Is Bill dead in your house?
No, he's not.
That's the answer I was waiting for.
But Bill's never been to his house.
Dayna, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're much smarter than you're letting on. You know that I'm talking about. You know, and I know, something happened on the 9th. And I'm not saying it's homicide, but I'm saying it starts to look that way when he's trying to cover stuff up. And you're covering stuff up like you wouldn't believe. Why does it smell like decomposition in your house?
I thought the smell was the sewage.
So you understand, you thought the smell was the sewage.
And I've been trying to remove anything that smells.
The detective finally stopped playing nice. He looked Dayna in the eye and told her the truth. She was a horrible liar. He explained the science behind her deception. When she said she wasn't aware of a body in the house, she was using what experts call equivocal language, a way to avoid telling a direct lie while still hiding the truth. Cornered, Dayna tried to play the victim. She claimed she had been psychologically manipulated her entire life by her family and her religion, and that she was only being vague because she didn't want to be trapped by the police. But the detective wasn't interested in her past. He kept coming back to the present and the smell of death in her home. He was seconds away from revealing that a body had been found under the concrete, but first, he wanted to present his theory on exactly how Bill Mussack was killed, hoping to pitch one last reaction before the final reveal.
You have access, you looked up something on your phone or the computer, you got some medication, say, here Dad, here's some food, you need to go to sleep for a while, I need a break. Because that's what happened on the 7th, when he slept for 15 hours after you gave him some food, and he freaked out about it. And I think on the 9th, again, on the day that you broke your foot, on the day that your ex-husband got married, he's yapping at you and everything else, and you're like, I just want a break.
We had a good day.
Yeah. Well, you said you couldn't remember like 10 minutes ago what happened.
No,
on that day. And I believe you did have a good day.
The day
but
he
you
slept
gave him some
15
food.
hours. I gave him a massage with some marijuana lotion, and he slept because he hasn't been sleeping a lot lately.
Okay, well.
Wait, but we talked about him moving out.
No, you didn't. You didn't. That's another lie.
Why is that a lie?
Because it's not the truth. That's what the
Why?
definition of a lie is. It's not the truth. Because I'm an expert at this. You're not even good at it. I'm an expert. That's
Right.
a lie. You didn't talk about it. The only reason you would lie about talking about it because you know what I'm saying is true. What did you give him on the 9th?
Nothing.
Nothing. So he
I
died on
gave him
accident?
McDonald's.
No, that was on the 7th, and he slept for 15 hours.
Yeah?
What did you give him on the 9th? You
Nothing.
gave him something.
You gave him something?
Dayna, don't. I'm not an idiot.
I can't
I'm not
give
an
him
idiot.
something. I got McDonald's.
How did he die? Tell me that.
I don't know if he's dead, and I don't know how he died if he is dead.
Now, here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. You lied to the cops, and you're bilking him out of his money. You're draining his bank account while he's dead in the dump or in your house. Does that look good?
No?
No, it looks bad, huh?
Yeah?
Not if he died of natural causes. Then it looks like
Taking
you're-
all the money out of his account would
Well,
still
it
be a
doesn't
bad
look
thing.
good, but it doesn't look like it killed him for money.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe the dude just died in his recliner, and that's why you got rid of it.
I haven't
I can
seen
tell you
a
right
dead
now.
body in my house.
You haven't seen one.
I haven't moved a dead body. I haven't interacted with a dead body. I have no reason to believe that there's been a dead body there,
Why is
other
all
than you
that-
telling me there's glowing things.
Why is it luminol? And why did you put semen in the crawl space? Because we're going to dig that up too.
And that's fine.
Why'd you put semen in the crawl
My
space?
dad's been putting cement down there, and
Your dad's not here.
No, before. And I've been adding to it, trying to get it out of the car.
So with a broken foot, that's the time that you want to pour concrete.
No.
See how this thing is just keeps
Chris brought
unraveling
in the
and unraveling?
concrete, and
We're going to dig out the concrete,
okay,
and we're going to find your dad underneath there.
really.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. Obviously, I'm not God, right? Can't say for sure. I can't say for sure. Oh, that dad's in there. But based on my experience, I think your dad's in that basement, and he's underneath that concrete. And when we dig it up, it looks like you killed him for everything that I've already told you
I
about.
didn't kill my dad.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. But he died nevertheless. Or he wouldn't be in the dirt underneath the concrete. He's moved. We know something died in the basement. It got moved from where the recliner was to where the new cement is. And now they're in the process of digging that cement up from what they just
I'm
told me.
guessing this is where I need to ask for an attorney then.
Okay.
The detective finally laid out the timeline of the murder. He reminded Dayna about December 7th, the day Bill ate a burger, fell into a 15-hour stupor, and sent those desperate text messages to his son. On December 9th, a day marked by family tension and Dayna's own injury, the detective believed Dayna finally decided she wanted a break from her father for good. He confronted her with the most damning evidence yet, the freshly poured concrete in the basement. He told her flatly that investigators were at that very moment digging through the cement to pull her father out of the dirt. Cornered by the truth, Dayna's only response was to ask for an attorney, but for Dayna Jennings, the silence had come too late. As police placed her under arrest for concealing a death, a forensic autopsy revealed a chilling cause of death. Bill Mussack hadn't died of natural causes. His system was flooded with ace-promazine, a powerful sedative used on horses. Digital forensics later found the smoking gun on Dayna's computer. She had ordered the drug off eBay just days before her father vanished. In the end, the woman who claimed she was just protecting her father's privacy was found guilty of first-degree murder. Dayna Jennings was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, ensuring she would spend the rest of her days behind bars, far from the home she had turned into a tomb.